break me down. I'm the man.
A proper stretching routine is very important, not just for our fitness, but for our health. In fact, new studies indicate that as we age, stretching can become even more important than resistance training. I normally start with stretching my neck. I go from side to side and avoiding going backwards. This is my second stretch. I place my hand and my arm behind my head as if I'm scratching my back. I then press on my elbow downward. I hold for a count of 15. Each stretch is held for a slow count of 15. Your next stretch, you bring your arm across your body, like so, and press on your elbow, right here. You once again hold for a count of 15. Slow. We want to avoid any ballistic stretching. We want to keep it static. One thing to remember is that for every muscle you stretch, there's an equal and opposite muscle that must be stretched as well. We already stretched our anterior delts and our upper back with the arm in front of us. Now I'm looking for something that's stationary and can support my body weight as I place resistance on it to stretch my chest and anterior delt. I hold for a count of 15. We now need to stretch the medial portion of our back and our lower back. So I'm looking for an object that I can use to support my weight as I lean backwards. So you want something pretty stationary. As I place both hands, I pull back and just change the direction of where I'm pulling so that the resistance is in different places in my back to stretch it. I lean from one side to stretch my left lat, and then I lean to the other side to stretch my right lat. Go slow and hold for a count of 15. You'll notice that I'm not bouncing, and I'm holding things relatively stationary and placing consistent resistance. Bouncing can actually increase risk of injury. You'll also notice that I move my hands lower down. That's just to stretch my lower back. Now we're going to go to the ground to finish our back stretching routine. We're going to get down on our hands and knees, and then I'm going to come forward, dragging my face along the ground without touching it, and then bringing it upwards like a snake. You're going to arc your back, and you're going to feel some stretching in your abdomen as well as in your hips. And then as I slowly come back forward, I just reverse the movement and then hunch my back so that I can get full range of a stretch. Now we're going to go to the ground and sit down. We're going to bring one leg in so we can stretch our hamstrings, glutes, and calves, as well as Achilles tendon. We're not just trying to touch our toe, but we're trying to bring our head to our knee here. I have my foot in a dorsiflex position as I do not have my toes pointed down. Please note that I'm not holding these stretches in this video for the full count of 15 because I don't want you to have to watch a 15-minute video on stretching. As you can see, we're simply just moving to stretch the other leg now. Next, we're simply going to bring both feet forward and try and bring our head to our knees. Remember, the key isn't to bring your hands to your toes, but to bring your head to your knees. We are then going to go into a groin stretch where you can either get up on your feet and push your knees apart with your elbows, or you can sit down on your butt and do the same thing, pushing your knees to the ground. I'm demonstrating both techniques here. Now simply just bring one foot over the other, and the foot that you brought over, turn to that direction. So with the opposite elbow, place it on the knee, and with that elbow, push with some resistance to turn your back. You'll feel a stretch in your lower back. You might even hear a couple of pops from your spine. Once complete, holding it for 15 seconds, simply switch sides and do the same thing on the opposite side, holding for another count of 15. Now keep in mind, this is not a complete list of stretches that you could perform, but this is a great starting point and a great general stretching routine to help you get started.